Hello everyone and welcome to this next tutorial. I'm Emmanuel, I'm a Boeing 737 pilot and a member of PMDG's tech team. In today's tutorial we're going to look at the low visibility takeoff. And it might seem straightforward, but there are a few things to consider when thinking about this. So we'll start with the identification of the runway that we're actually on, because this has gone wrong in the past. Just remember that Singapore Airlines accident in Singapore, if I'm not mistaken, where they lined up on a closed runway because there were two parallel runways right next to one another. So to confirm which runway we're on, there are a few things we need to do when we are in low visibility procedures. If you have it available, the use of RAS, the Runway Alert and Awareness System, is really recommended. But by default it's not installed on the Boeing 737, however it is available as an additional add-on from FS2 Crew. But whether you have it or not, let's look at a couple of other methods to identify which runway we're on. The most important one is looking at the ILS. Whenever you're taking off in low visibility, you want to have the ILS tuned, and you want to be sure that you are bang on that localizer. Not half a dot off, not one dot off, but exactly on it. The next thing to check for is the actual visibility. In a standard Boeing 737 NG aircraft, you need at least 125 meters RVR. And you can determine that by looking at the runway lights. You want to be able to see at least 6 runway lights to be sure that your RVR meets the minimum requirements. So look ahead, count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we even see 2. So we are legal to go in this situation. One more thing to consider is the rejected takeoff situation, because it is pretty hard to determine how much runway you have remaining. And with very limited visual clues, there is basically just one clue that's going to tell you how much runway there is left if your airplane is not equipped with RAS. And that is the runway centerline lighting. As soon as the centerline lights change to alternate red and white lights, there is 900 meters of runway left. And when only 300 meters of runway remains, the centerline lights change to continuous red color. So that's your only clue to determine how much runway there is left in such a low visibility condition. The other thing to consider that you should mentally prepare of is the lateral handling characteristics of the airplane in case of an engine failure and therefore asymmetric thrust, because it can be quite hard to control the airplane and to keep it on the center line when you have only limited visual clues available. You can see when we're looking outside that's basically the runway and the sky form one uniform grey surface, and only the lights really give you a clue of where you are. But now imagine it in a stressful situation, like when an engine just fails and you are rejecting that takeoff. And it's getting even harder at night, because at night you will have even less clues available than you have in daylight. Alright, that's pretty much all for the theory that's relevant to your flight simulator experience for low visibility takeoffs. I'm not going to go over tables showing which runway lighting is required and so on, because that really only plays a very small role in flight simulation. And if you're a real pilot watching this, then please refer to your company documentation for company specific requirements. Alright, with all this completed, I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of how this actually looks like when we transfer it into reality. So, brakes are off, timing, stabilized, set takeoff thrust. Thrust set, indication is normal.
8 knots.
Checked.
V1. Rotate.
So as the nose of the airplane comes up, start shifting your eyes
Positive rate of climb.
exclusively on the primary flight display, because that is really your only clue of the actual rotation rate of the aircraft. Alright, Command A. And that basically concludes the low visibility takeoff. From here you are going to fly just like any other takeoff. So, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again on the next video.